I'm Sam Maddox.
And I'm Kate Stratton.
And this is the 411. And first, we're going to bring you some clips of the Welcome Back Assembly.
There's been a recent surge in vinyl sales across the US, so me and my friends went to Vintage Stock to find out why.
We get limited release vinyl records from our distributor that gives us all of our music. And you know, it's like limited re-releases, new stuff. They've even come out with like singles, like cassettes, like singles, like, you know, indie bands and stuff like that. It's all kinds of fun stuff. And I used to listen to vinyl, like old, like, you know, 70s rock and roll vinyl on my dad's record player. And so I dusted that off and replaced the needle the other day. And I figured if I'm gonna manage a store that has free, record store day, and get all, like, you know, have access to all these really cool vinyls and stuff like that.
The records themselves are nice to have. It's just something aesthetic about having that piece of plastic that feels really good. They sound different than CDs, especially if you've got an old sound system. You can hear a lot of the texture and a lot of the kind of grain. And with some music, that's actually really beneficial. We have a supplier that brings us new records for artists that are just coming out or putting out their old releases again. And then we have lots of customers that'll bring in their old record collections, family members, things like that. I can take any like punk 7-inch that's only released on vinyl and put it on my computer. I wouldn't be able to get those songs anywhere else.
Signing out for the 411, this is Cullen R. Wickman,
Jack Grinnell, and Brock Cantrell.
Next, Matt Clary, Sam Maddox, and Chris Steinberg bring you a story on the new Cantina Laredo in Springfield.
There's a new Cantina Laredo opening in Springfield, and we decided to check it out.
We visited the Branson Landing's Cantina Laredo to compare the two.
We also interviewed Cantina Laredo's manager.
My name is Chris Lemons, and I am the proprietor of Cantina Laredo in Branson. That Branson and Springfield are far enough away that will have some minimal effects on our business. This is a unique location, being a tourist town for Branson and being on the Branson Landing in front of the Fire and Water Show. It's kind of hard to, it's just a great location here. So we're a destination restaurant for the tourist. We have great word of mouth advertisement with the local business owners. So, I'm confident that we'll keep going right along. We have a lot of local customers.
Make sure to check out the new Cantina Laredo, opening on Tuesday, September 17th, located next to Brahms and Subway on National. Signing out for the 411, this is Matt Clary,
Chris Steinberg, and Sam Maddox. For our next story, Peyton Sheets and Caroline Kickham come to you with information about the store Nomad.
Nomad, a store in Springfield located at 318 West Walnut Street, has everything from clothes to jewelry and furniture and so much more.
Nomad is kind of an eclectic mix of art, apparel, and design. We do clothing. We've got 6 clothing lines that we design and manufacture ourselves, along with various other lines that we kind of source in different markets and things like that. And then in addition to the clothing, we do jewelry, leather products, furniture, housewares, and artwork. My wife, then fiance, and I were living in Bali, and we were doing surfboard design, and that kind of got us into the manufacturing side of things. And surfboards led to clothing, and then clothing led to jewelry, and then jewelry led to leather products, and then it kind of grew from there. So we were selling through some third-party sources out there, different surf shops, and things along those lines, and kind of decided we wanted to bring it home. So put together a couple containers, and then brought it back to Springfield, which is where we grew up and went to school. And yeah, kind of went from there.
We have a couple different artists that we work with that either show artwork or they make local jewelry or smaller pieces of art.
World Retail, there's the products that we make. All of our products we design either here or over there, and we do all our manufacturing in Bali. So there's that side of things. Otherwise, we'd hop around all those different Southeast Asian islands. We spent a lot of time in Thailand, Malaysia, Singapore, Australia, and while we're traveling, we'll source a lot of products through different local markets, mostly jewelry and some of the more basic clothing styles like t-shirts, tank tops, things like that. So we'll bring a lot of that back with us, along with different local styles of artwork and kind of oddities type things.
We've done a couple different events. We did one for the Jane Pitt Cancer Society where it's like a new hospital that they built, and they cut off all of his hair, and then we donated like 15% of the sales of the weekend to the foundation, so that was fun, and then we donate a lot of stuff all the time.
The YKPA Foundation, which is a Balinese orphanage, and they specialize in taking kind of like street children, beggars, off of the street, and then putting them into orphanages and schools to where they can be educated. And that's one that we worked really closely with while we were there, and something that we've donated back to since being back here. We've got a line of clothing, jewelry, and leather products where 100% of proceeds go back to that foundation. And other retailers in Springfield, we're certainly pretty unique because of how eclectic our products are. We have everything from oddities like, we've got turn of the century syringe sets and unique animal hides, all the way up through high-end boutique clothing. So that's certainly a little bit different.
We're a little bit different because we kind of have everything. You can get everything you need like in one store, and it's all locally sourced, and we do all the buying ourselves. We travel to different countries and make sure we hand pick it so we know it's really good quality and that it's all fair trade certified.
Signing out for the 411, this is Peyton Sheets
and Caroline Kickham.
Next, Bailey Skinner and Kennedy Graves bring you a story of how our family comes together after losing a loved one. Over the summer, Glendale lost a very important person. Many of you may not recognize Terrence Christian, volunteer corner coach for the football team, drowned on July 15th.
To me, TC was like the life and energy of the team. He was always smiling. He always had a great attitude about him, and he gave us that extra spark that we didn't have.
I really feel like since he was our personal coach, he took everything to a more personal level, and I don't know, he just really, really wanted us to succeed. So he worked with us on everything, anything we needed, he was there. He was just great.
My greatest memories with TC would probably be just in defensive individual drills. He was, he was like another player. He was hyped. He was always, laughing and giggling and, telling you that you did a good job. So
the last Friday before he passed away, we all had morning practice, and he was out in the hallway and he was like doing curls and upper body kind of stuff with dumbbells, and he told me, he's like, hey, full shot, you're slacking a little bit. And I was like, all right, coach, what do you want to do? You want to squabble? And he's like, yeah, I'll squabble, full shot, I'll whoop your butt.
I miss just the way when he would like walk into a room, he just kind of had a way of drawing everybody's attention to him just because he was such a charismatic and personable guy, and he was just somebody that everybody liked to be around. Yeah, he had a great way of connecting with the kids and just finding ways to get the most out of them, and that's definitely what I'll miss the most, because he was the guy that everybody loved to be around, and just the way that he handled certain situations I just really admired, because he never really lost his cool and always kind of stayed even keel, and people had a way of being drawn to that, and he did a great job of using that as a coach to get the most out of our players.
TC as a person is just, I mean, he's just a guy that nobody's ever going to be able to forget. He's impacted everyone that he's ever known. I mean, he's more than a coach, he's just a friend. So, I mean, in a way that we can look at it as kind of a blessing that he was able to pass on and go up to do bigger things in heaven, or however you want to look at it, and we're going to be able to kind of play through him and play for him, and that'll probably help us out.
We love you, TC!
Signing out for the 411, this is Kennedy Graves.
And Bailey Skinner.
For our last story, Brock Cantrell, Colin Wickman, and Jack Rennell bring you information about the new tech school.
Next year at Glendale High School, some students will have the opportunity to explore new ways in learning.
New Tech will be a school within a school here at Glendale. We'll start out with a group of freshmen and sophomores, about 200 students, and those students will be pretty close together somewhere in the building.
When we start next year, we'll take about 100 sophomores, and that would be this year's freshmen, and then we'll take 100 freshmen. So we'll start with 200, and we will continue to grow until we have 400.
New Tech isn't necessarily just a tech school. People should view it more as it's a choice. Students choose to be part of this program, and when they go through it, they get to decide the projects that they want to work on and how it's going to help them out, and it better prepares them for getting ready for college and for working careers.
New Tech is actually a program where students are doing project-based learning.
Foods class with a science class, where they would make salad dressing, and they learn about how science can work with the chemicals of the salad dressing.
Signing off for the 411, this is Colin Wickman,
Brock Cantrell, and Jack Rennell.
Each year, the Glendale Cabinet hosts the freshman mixer for all the newest members of the Glendale flock.
Get all the freshmen to come together. It's their first time all together, because Hickory and Pershing come here and some other middle schools, and just gets them all to know each other.
So that everyone that didn't know each other, that are freshmen, could come and like join as one and be a part of the school and not be so surprised whenever it became to homecoming.
Signing out for the Glendale 411, this is Paul Boswick, Taylor Millison,
And Marcus Larson. Tune in next time, and we'll bring you stories about fall fashion, wool brand, what seniors have learned, and much, much more.
So until next time, I'm Kate Stratton.
And I'm Sam Maddox.
Anymore. I think she hates me deep down. I know she does. She wants to erase me.